What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Effortless Gent. Today I want to give you 3 tweaks that I use to speed up my grooming routine. Oh, what's that? You don't have a grooming routine? Oh, well, stay tuned and watch this video. I'm going to make sure that you get started on the right foot. Think about your regular grooming habits, right? You brush your hair, you wash your face, sometimes you cut your nails, hopefully. But what if I told you that you were doing all of these things wrong? Okay, maybe not wrong, that's a little bit extreme, but what if I told you that there are a few tweaks that you can make here and there that's gonna completely improve on what you're already doing, and it's not gonna take you a bunch of extra time. Think of it like you're at a barbecue, and you're gonna throw a burger or a chicken breast on the grill. You could just throw it on there, grill it up, and eat it. Is it delicious? Not really. Does it work? Does it fill you up? Yeah, sure. But sprinkle a little salt and pepper on that bitch. Ooh, that makes a huge difference. It tastes way better. These tweaks to your everyday routines will do the same thing for you. It's not gonna take that much more time, but it's gonna improve your experience and it's gonna improve your outcome that much more. So why don't we get into these 3 tweaks right now? All right, so you jump out the shower, you towel dry your hair, you try to comb it in place, but it looks kind of flat, lifeless, and kind of boring and dull, right? Has that happened to you? So unless you have a slick back hairstyle or a traditional part, you most likely want some volume, but you can't really get any volume without a really good blow drying sesh. So let's say you're going for a side part like mine and you want a little bit of volume, or even if you're just going for a hairstyle in general that needs a little bit of height, this is a good trick that you're gonna love. So after a good towel dry and while your hair is still damp, you want to start brushing it in the direction or the style that you normally would. At this point, I also use a pre-styler. This is going to help with the volume and the height, and it also protects your hair when you're using a blow dryer. So once it's brushed down, I start by blow drying the sides down and back so it's a little bit closer to the scalp. And then from there, for the top, I start blow drying it in the direction of the part. So for me, it goes from right to left. For you, it might be different. It might be left to right, or maybe you have more of a brushed back hairstyle. I also give the hair a little lift by blow drying it up in the direction that it's supposed to be going. So this kind of gives it a little bit of height and volume as it's drying. So here's where the trick comes in. When you're about 80 or 90% dry already, what you want to do is switch your hands, put your blow dryer in the other hands, and then start blow drying your hair the opposite direction of the part. Now, if you have a brushed back hairstyle, you might want to blow dry from the back to the front. What that's doing is you're blow drying the opposite direction of what your hair is used to, and it's going to give it that volume, and it really helps, especially when you have longer hair. Another reason you want to blow dry in the opposite direction is that it helps to dry it quicker, because there are a lot of hairs back there going the opposite way that you might not have hit with the warm air. At the same time, you're going to get a lot of lift and volume while you're doing this. Honestly, it feels a little bit weird if you haven't done it before, but trust me, it makes a huge difference as far as the final product, the final look when you're done styling your hair. So when your hair is dry, you have the general style. Obviously your hair is completely dry. Now you can add the product to your hands. You want to smooth it out completely. You want to rub it in and get it working. And then from there, you start applying the product to your hair. Make sure it's even and don't put too much. A little bit goes a really long way. Spread it evenly, and then from there you can brush and comb or do whatever you normally do to finish styling your hair. But I guarantee if you blow dry the opposite direction like I taught you here, it's gonna make a huge difference as far as the finished hairstyle looks. That's it, that's all you gotta do. Get more volume with a simple tweak of how you blow dry your hair. If you're a young guy, you're lucky. Your skin is still soft and supple and it has that elasticity. But as you get older, you tend to lose that. If you have a stressful career or a lot of late nights, it tends to show up on your face. Your skin looks a little tired and wrinkly and dry. Your eyes, they tend to get all puffy and baggy, and maybe you have dark circles and you just look tired. That's why it's super important to have a legit skincare routine. Now, to be honest, I didn't always have a legit skincare routine. The extent of me washing my face was probably just like the water hitting it in the shower. That's pretty much all I did. If I was feeling extra fancy, I would bust out like a bottle of cheap Clean and Clear from the local drugstore with the little scrubby things, and I would like rub that all over my face, and then I would wash it off, and that was it. I didn't think much about it. But as I've gotten older, I tend to notice that my face is changing a little bit. I'm not as youthful and sprightly as I once was. I see random wrinkles here and there, bagginess, and darker under eye circles. They kind of linger and doesn't look very good. So I knew that if I didn't start taking care of my skin intentionally, then it could only get worse, and that sucks. Obviously, getting a lot of sleep is very important. Drinking a ton of water, which I do, is also very important. But I want to make sure that I have all my bases covered. Quick shout out to this video sponsor, Tiege. I have been using their products for a few weeks, and honestly, it's been great. So it may be too early to tell for sure, but I feel like my skin looks a lot better and brighter since I've been washing and moisturizing regularly. I've also been using the eye serum, so I'm hoping that it's going to help tighten up the skin underneath my eyes and hopefully brighten up the area so my dark under eye circles don't always look so dark. I find skincare to be overly complicated, especially for guys. Like, girls have their own issues, yes, and they have a ton of products, sure, but for some reason, guys' skincare is almost equally as complicated. Like, have you ever walked into a Sephora? There's like a men's section that's usually tucked way in the back, and it's like in this weird dark corner that no one ever goes to. And then sometimes I go there with my wife, and I'm just like standing there, just staring at the products. And even though it's a tiny, tiny corner in the store, there's still like 1,000 products, and I have no idea what to choose, what to buy, what will work best for my skin. And that's the best part about Tiege. There's a whole system that you get to use, and it's super simple. Literally, it's a face wash, a scrubby face wash, 2 moisturizers, one for the morning, one for night, and that's it. That's all you have to do. If you want to take it a step or two further, they do have a eye cream that you can use for like the bagginess and the puffiness and the dark circles underneath your eyes. And they also have a firming serum, which helps to kind of tighten up that skin and keep it nice and taut and youthful and beautiful. Oh yeah. So if you're like old me and you use a random bottle of face wash that you found at the grocery store or the drugstore and you call it a day, why don't you spend a little bit more time, tweak your routine, and actually use products that are good, that have a system in place so it's super easy to follow and you know that all your bases are covered. So it's not going to take you any more time than your current routine. In fact, it's probably going to save you time because you know exactly what to use, when, and you're going to have amazing skin in no time. My friends at Tiege are hooking you up with 20% off your first purchase. All you have to do is enter this code. I'll also have all that info and links in the description box below, so make sure you go down there and check it out. So let me ask you this, how often do you use your hands? If you have hands, I'm assuming that you use them all the time. You're pointing at stuff, you're picking things up, you're putting stuff down, you're typing a lot. Follow-up question, how much do you pay attention to your nails? Other people definitely notice your nails, and you don't want to make it seem like you don't take care of them. If you clip your nails every few weeks, that's great. But here's the tweak that I suggest. Take it a step or two further and make sure you file your nails and buff them. If you've never done it before, that's totally fine. I will show you how to do it step by step. First, you want to make sure that your nails always look smooth and rounded. That's the kind of appearance that you're going for. Now, when you clip your nails, they kind of end up a little sharp and sometimes not super smooth or straight. So that is why you want to, 1, file them. Filing is super quick. All you have to do after you clip your nails is to run the filer over the edge of them. It's going to smooth out the edges so nothing is too ragged or sharp, and then you're done. So just clip your nails straight across and then gently file to smooth out the edges. Next up is the buffer. Typically they have 3 sides. You want to think of it like sandpaper with different grit. Some are really rough and abrasive, and others are super fine to help sort of smooth out the surface. Now, buffers work the same way for your nails as sandpaper does for wood. You want to start off with the rough, abrasive, textured grit, and that's going to help get rid of those ridges really fast. And then from there, you move on to the medium texture, and then finally the more superfine texture to help smooth out that nail bed to really get rid of those ridges. Now, if you're worried about your nails looking really shiny like they can sometimes do if you ever have been to a nail salon, that's not what's gonna happen here. This is simply getting rid of the ridges and smoothing out that nail bed. You're not gonna have a shiny finish to your nails at all. I can do all 10 nails in about 3 or 6 minutes, or about 1 to 2 songs on Spotify. It's super quick, it doesn't add that much time to your routine, and really you don't have to do it very often. If you do it basically every time you trim your nails, maybe once every few weeks, that's really all you have to do to keep your nails looking good. After that's all done, I usually just wash my hands and apply a bit of moisturizer, and then that's it, you're done. All right, fellas, that's all I got for you today. I hope these tweaks helped, and if you do stuff in your daily or your weekly routine that I didn't mention here, why don't you let me know in the comments below so everyone can sort of learn from everyone else's routines. Make sure you check out Tiege Hanley too. Don't forget, they're gonna give you a discount off your first purchase if you use this code. You're gonna get 20% off, and that's awesome. You should also consider stepping up to the level 2 or level 3. That's where you can get the firming serum and the eye cream. Eye cream and firming serum. That's actually what I've been enjoying the most. And I think it's been making a big difference with like all of this going on right here because I work a lot and I look tired like all the time. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.